All right, guys, I need some help. We got this conference coming up later on in the summer, and I have no idea what I'm gonna wear. I'm thinking like probably, try and look a little professional, maybe put on some dress clothes. But with that being said, I don't like what kind of accessories do you guys rock with your dress clothes? Like, I haven't worn dress clothes in so long. Like I kind of just dress like a hobo for the most part, just because I don't care usually. But now I'm thinking, hey, maybe I got a reason to care a little bit. Um, I don't really get out much. What do you guys think? I need some help.
Why don't you check out cufflinks.com? It's kind of like the men's accessories marketplace.
Okay, so like what can I get on there then?
Prince, you can get anything on there. Cufflinks, tie bars, pocket squares, ties, socks, all the good stuff.
Yeah, they have like 58 different brands, 13 different licenses, Star Wars, Marvel, all the more traditional looks, all the major sports leagues.
Even probably have hockey.
All right, well, like I like that. I mean, I get myself some NHL stuff, but then again, I don't know if I want to out myself that easily on who I cheer for. It usually ends up being a case to make fun of me.
Yeah, we got to be looking our best though, and I've held this stuff and felt this stuff, and it's really quality stuff. I have some of the stuff myself. I have some lapel pins, cufflinks that I use pretty much every day when I go to work.
See, I don't even own any cufflinks, so I'm thinking maybe I treat myself,
Yeah, what's cool about it too is not only do they have like the more creative ones, like their upcoming Game of Thrones line, but all the more traditional ones, just standard colors and styles. It's a really good variety of dress accessories for any kind of guy.
Beauty. All right. Well, yeah, I appreciate the suggestion, fellas.
Prince, all you got to do is go check out cufflinks.com.
Yeah, and when you're there, be sure to use the promo code CRYPTO20 for 20% off your first order.
Well, I like discounts, so I'll be doing that.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event.
Let's go.
Round one. Fight.
Thank you for tuning in to the Crypto Street Podcast. Here are your hosts, Killer Whale, Prince, and Crypto Dale.
And remember to tip your waitress.
Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Crypto Dale coming to you from Iowa blank. I'm not going to tell you the town. I know everyone will flock to here. We'll have groupies all over the place. Just kidding, but it's actually pretty nice here. It looks like it's going to be in the 60s this week. I do have some unfortunate news. Our fearless leader is not with us today. He's not dead, but he is just unable to join us today. So Prince and I are going to rock it. Our guest is Mr. Backwards, so we'll get into him here in a little bit. But Prince, what's been going on, homie?
Oh, not too much. Kind of like you, like the weather is really heating up out here. Like I think this next week, it's kind of like get the air conditioning on kind of weather, and yet we still have snow out here. It's just like I don't even know what to think about this. But yeah, it's been good. I posted a tweet about the new puppy I got yesterday, and he's just adorable. He's it just melts my heart, and so it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Now, what did you end up naming him?
Henry. So he's a German Shepherd. He'll be a long hair, and he's got a little bit of wolf in him. So he's quite the personality.
Nice. So so how many times did this puppy get up overnight and have to go outside and potty?
It's blown me away. Like he's about. They say so the guy we got it from about 8 weeks old. They say, although I'm wondering if maybe he could be a little bit younger than that. But when he has to go to the bathroom, he's been so good. Like he goes outside, he stands at the door when he has to go.
Oh, nice.
And this is just like the first day of getting him. So it's like I've been impressed. Like, and he's already doing stairs like no problem. Like he's got a personality though. He is hilarious.
Seems like a smart little dude.
Yeah. So he's pretty fun.
So today's guest is notorious for his cartoon face on Twitter. Mr. Backwards, thank you very much for joining us. Finally, our schedules were able to align. We've been after you for a couple months, and I think
this has been in the works for months, maybe even years.
Yeah.
Thanks for
before we even
thanks
knew
for
about
having me,
guys. So let's just jump on in. Ask kind of with every new guest we have, we just get a rundown of how you got into crypto. When that was, about the time frame. It doesn't have to be specific, but so just tell everyone a little bit about your background, how you got in, and everything like that.
Sure. Well, like first of all, I'm like not the guy who's doing this for like years into the deep. I think back in 2014, I was just hanging hanging with the boys, just playing some video games, and we heard about Bitcoin, like on the news, like very mainstream. And I just bought some, like for even what I could afford at the time. It was like $25. And I also bought some Litecoin. But I was, busy with study and all kinds of other stuff. So I haven't looked at it for like 3 years. So I think most of the guys who started in 2017, they just, started from scratch.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened, I mean, I was like, not very happy at my, current day job and, what's my future going to be. So at that time, around April, here in my country, you get your holiday pay. And I just took it all. I said, okay, screw my holiday. And I just put it all in crypto. And back at the time, I was just looking at everything that was cheap. So I bought just based on, okay, this is a cheap coin. So I bought like Ripple and Ethereum Classic and everything but Bitcoin. And that turned into magic. And now I don't know, just rocking this blue face and talking to these guys. And it's insane, actually.
It's like
I just woke up. So
just a ride.
I have a cup of coffee. It's. I mean, I just woke up like an hour ago. I was like afraid I didn't make it. So I have on my right hand a cup of coffee, and in my left hand I have like this. It's not champagne, but it's like this Spanish variety on champagne. It's not that expensive, but it has this bubblish stuff. So I'm here, man. Yeah.
I know.
Sorry,
you messaged me on Telegram probably like an hour, 15 minutes ago, and just said, Dale, I'm so sorry. I will be on in 1 second. Give me a second to gather myself. I just woke up and I'm like, hey man, we still got an hour. And you're like, thank God.
Only an hour. Come on. No, great. No, but the one thing, I mean, I'm a bit of a weird guy on crypto, and the one thing I always keep myself up to is not giving myself too much credit. I'm just another guy who can thanks his success, I think 75% to luck, and the other 25% is just persistence. I really wanted to be successful or gain followers, or I wanted to pay this bill or get myself this present. So I just work towards goals every time, and happen to be very lucky with my starting day.
I love how you actually you are flat out with it that a lot of luck has played a part, because I'm the same way. It's like when people are like, wow, like that's crazy, and I'm like, you've been a part of it for this time and all this stuff has happened. It's like, well, yeah, it's crazy, but like a lot of it, I'm just right place at the right time. Like, it's like, because there's a lot of people who are like, oh no, I'm a genius, I'm super smart about what I'm doing. It's like, well, we're all smart guys, but a lot of it is luck. If you don't got luck, you're going to be in for a real tough time. Yeah,
no, that's, especially when I talk to my in real life friends, it's always hard to, they most of the time they put you on a pedestal, and I really hate that too. Because, but it's also, I can understand it because they don't understand it, and it's about crazy amounts and about crazy this and so. But it's a constant battle of how do you say it?
Just staying balanced,
talking myself down.
Staying humble. Like I think it's hard in crypto too, right? Because especially with crypto Twitter, I think is a lot of people are like, oh, crypto Twitter is so toxic, blah blah blah. And I think I like crypto Twitter. It's funny as hell. But one thing is you can see egos, sometimes the ego gets a little too much, and you can see that. And then you'll see guys who get their egos are really big, and then they'll start calling out trades, and all these trades are just going so against them. And it's like, it's not because they're a bad trader. It's just because their ego is getting so ahead of them that, they're going to get brought back down. So
that's also weird. I never made a single call in my life, I guess. So, so I just try to stay away from making calls because I'm like horrible in TA.
Yeah,
I just borrow other people's minds, like most of the guys actually, just copycats. So yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny you say that, Mr. B, because I'm kind of the same way myself. I don't like putting my charts out there on crypto Twitter, and I don't really like giving calls. Everyone knows I'm pretty bullish on Consensus and Lux. So everyone knows that. But other than that, I really try and just keep my bags to myself. I don't want to ever be called be associated with like being a shiller, so to say. Maybe I already am and just am oblivious to it. But I don't like putting my charts out there, mainly because I'm not 100% confident in them. I'm not the best when it comes to TA. I do rely on a lot of my stuff on the FA side of things. So Prince always kind of gives me a hard time because I'm more of a buy and a holder, look for a good entry, and then I have no problem sitting on it. I mean, some people will laugh. I've been sitting on stuff since I first got in, and
no, it's the lazy rich man strategy.
That's right. It's exactly.
To be able to do that, like that takes that's a skill in its own. You know what I mean? Like to be able to sit there and to be able to hold and know that you feel confident in your research, and sure, maybe you aren't in the money at the moment, but you're going to hold, and because you do believe there will come a time that you will be in the money. That's hard, you know what I mean? Like it's tough, and that takes so much mental strength.
Yeah, no, I think, I don't know in which month it was, but I think in one day, it was on a very Black Friday, I lost like 75% of my portfolio. And I thought, okay, well, if it goes down to 80, then I will maybe sell all or something. And it was just, my dreams were vanishing. I was like, canceling all the orders. I mean, not Lambo orders, but like just regularly
all those
microwave orders and stuff I just need for my house. It was a horrible day. And some people, they give credit to me for like, oh, wow, it's good job, you hold. But actually, if you look at it, it's fucking insane.
It's hard.
But it's less hard if it's pure profit.
Yeah, if you're rolling in the money
instead of your own investment. No, exactly. So that's a luxury position. Sorry, I'm just helping you show some of your coins still. Hope my buy orders got hit already. So for Lux,
there we go.
Mr. Backwards, let's talk about something that's recently come up with on this whole on crypto Twitter, is with that Save Droid ICO thing. You had mentioned something on Twitter, which I think took a lot of balls from you to be able to say that on Twitter. You had apologized to your followers because you might have mentioned once that you were in the Save Droid ICO or something like that. And those that don't know or are listening and aren't on Twitter, the Save Droid ICO CEO or the Save Droid CEO came out and said, made some tweets that looked like the whole company had scammed everyone out of the $50 million that had been invested, and then came back the next day within 24 hours and said that they hadn't scammed anyone. This was them trying to raise awareness for ICO.
That was pretty crazy. Like
regulations. So
it's
nuts.
Yeah, I mean, I felt pretty bad, of course. And I'm gonna be totally blunt. I mean, I've got nothing to hide. I mean, sometimes I promote ICOs, and they give me some tokens. Yes, they do. But in every ICO, if people ask me about it, I will tell them. But I also invested in myself in that ICO because I think that's you have to do that. I mean, if someone is giving you something, they made me aware of this ICO, and well, just because of my European background, and also have some German, let's call them friends. So I was like, okay, I'm going to chip in this ICO, and I can maybe add some extra coins. So, of course, when the news came out, I thought, okay, fuck. Luckily, everyone knows I was doing a promotion. But yeah, that's also the dark side of that comes with a growing or following account. it was the very first promotion I ever did. So what I mentioned in that tweet, because some people don't like that I tagged Niedercoin in it, but yeah, he was actually quite harsh on me in the first tweet I ever sent out on SafeDroid. So he was kind of right. I mean, he didn't knew this was going to happen, and then the day after, it didn't actually happen. But he was kind of right. But I mean, you must understand that when I started out with this Twitter account, my goal was to get big and hang out with everyone else. So if a company reached out to you, it's also like some flattering kind of stuff. And that's something that
it's tough, right? Like especially in the landscape we're in right now, where these like the scam artists in crypto, in my opinion, are some of the best scam artists you'll find in the world.
Yeah,
exactly. And so like they will put a lot of work in to making it appear very legitimate. Like I've almost gotten taken to the cleaners myself a few times. I've been very fortunate. I know that. And this is, where I can say it's like, it is hard, it is not always easy to figure out if it's a scam or not. And, like it's so tough. And so you like, there's little pieces that you can try looking into, but even then, it's like you look into it and it's like, say, oh, you want to look at the team. There's been a case where I was looking at going into one ICO and the team looked awesome. They had LinkedIn profiles, were good. They were like, really developed. You could tell it wasn't just brand new or something. Well, then, right after the ICO, they disappeared. I was fortunate that I slept in for the 2 hours during, the 2 hour window that it had, because then they disappeared right after that. And it was like, wow, like this looked very legit. And, if it wasn't for me just being lazy and sleeping, I was getting taken to the cleaners on this,
No, that's crazy. I mean, even when when Crypto Bully shielded me into Dragon Chain, the night before, I was just like Googling on Dragon Chain scam and Dragon Chain, maybe a scam of Dragon Chain, definitely a scam. And I was scared. I was like, fuck, this whole Dragon and Disney and this sucks. So, but in the end, I decided to put in some Bitcoin instead. So, but even for such a well-established ICO at the time, it was just screaming scam.
Well, there was no KYC requirements on it, which really at the time, I think that would have been like the last ICO that really was able to get away without having, a KYC requirement, which, now it's like if you see an ICO and they don't require KYC, you might want to be a little wary of that, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think even for the more experienced guys, it's just, you have to be vigilant. And, if I talk to myself, I also did some reflection, I mean, for me, I have a certain responsibility to do some extra due diligence. So, that's also, I'm really happy with, like, creating a bigger network. So you have like so many extra pair of eyes and brains who can make you aware of some murky business.
Like it's such a it's crazy to me because it's so hard to tell like what is a scam and what isn't. Like to me, even when they're doing KYC now, it's like I don't even like my whole approach now to ICOs is so standoffish. Like I would rather wait now until maybe it hits a decentralized exchange than actually even participating in the main crowdfunding segment, just because like you just don't know anymore. It's like, they'll dress it up to look as professional as they can, and then they'll pull the shoot right when you least expect it.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, you're investing in an idea most of the time, and then you just have to hope they will turn that idea into a real life product. And that the last part, the latter, that's where the scamming comes in, and it's so easy. And I mean, if you like even in the future, if people are like ready to travel to other planets, then you can just scam everyone here on planet Earth, and then okay, I'm out. So it's going to be harder in the future. Yeah, definitely.
The hardest part too, I think, with the whole, everyone says look at the team, which I totally agree with, but the hard part of that is knowing, if you're not familiar with the space, knowing who is and isn't a scammer.
Even looking at the team to me isn't reliable anymore because, like,
No.
I've gotten played by that exact, notion of, okay, well, the team looks good. Turns out the entire team was just fake. They don't even exist, but,
Right.
they had great looking LinkedIn profiles. You know what I mean? It's like they had track records. They created these identities for these people and they made it look very legit. And, so it's even now, like,
Yeah, but you should also you should also not forget that, like, in a lot of countries, they are just companies. They are like offer like real people with real experience just to come up as an advisor, or but they are just like those offshore bank accounts. It's just a shell. So it looks good. Everything is legit. But I mean, he only spoke 2 words with the actual CEO. So yeah, it's a very misleading area to play in. It also makes it a bit fun, but yeah, I mean, if you can afford to make some mistakes, then you can all take it a bit lighter. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend anyone entering the crypto market to focus on ICOs first,
I would echo that big time. It's if you're getting into crypto, don't look right off the bat to be getting into ICOs. If and I think, like, if you're into these ICOs, just wait until they're done and then they hit a decentralized exchange, because typically with a lot of these ICOs, they're based off the Ethereum platform. So there will be, maybe IDEX or Ether Delta, the coins are going to get added there. And then, you can kind of wait, maybe play it around. Maybe you get it at a cheaper price, which has been something that we've seen a lot more the past few months, where it's like, like IDEX has just been, there's gems just hiding out all over IDEX. Like, I think right now, like, that has been my favorite exchange to go to, just because it's wow, there's
it was down.
There's so much gold there right now. It's just
IDEX. I mean, I actually started trading on IDEX this month, but for the last couple of days, it was down or something.
Yeah,
for some reason, that was like really, really busting my balls, because I really had my eyes on something and like, fuck, but, yeah.
That's the thing, right, about decentralized exchanges, is it's like, it's nice because you don't have to worry about that centralized party, but I think running into the odd, technical problems, it's a lot more frequent.
Yeah.
IDEX, I've like you said, like, I was experiencing that the same moment you were then.
But it was actually, I think, on Friday or Thursday, there was like this whole Reddit topic moving around about this ERC20 hack or something.
Oh, okay.
Haven't you seen it?
So everybody's freaking out.
Yeah, it was it looked so scary. It was like from one address, they were like sending Ethereum to empty wallets that contained like lots of ERC20 tokens. Just to get the gas to move them out, and they all moved out to a wallet that's containing 200 million worth in ERC20 tokens.
Jeez,
that's insane. But I didn't actually follow it up, but.
I didn't even hear about this. I gotta.
I didn't either. This is the first I heard about it.
Yeah, no, actually, it's kind of creepy, because it was like, it was a major possible breach for all ERC20 tokens. So that's like, that's also like a very big risk. I mean, all these ICOs, they run on ERC20. I mean, if something's up with that protocol, so many people are fucked.
That's scary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's huge. Like, that's pretty much the entire crypto sphere, like, I'd say how many do you think is ERC20 tokens out of all of our crypto, out there? It's probably 90% of the coins are ERC20s right now.
Oh, definitely.
So, Mr. Backwards, let's. I'm sure everyone listening is dying to get your 2 cents on this current market. A lot of people saying alts are back. Alt season is just around the corner. Looks like today we're having maybe today is Saturday the 21st. Maybe everything's dipping a little bit, getting ready to do some explosion. Maybe what are your thoughts on everything?
It looks like the whole importance of the Bitcoin movement is getting weaker on my set of alts. To me, that looks really promising. Of course, a lot of people are waiting to actual fiat pairings for alts.
And that's what Binance said they're going to be implementing that soon, I think.
Yeah.
So that'll be big.
Yeah, exactly. But the other thing is also that maybe in people's minds, it's also, of course, a lot of people trade alts to accumulate a Bitcoin, and that's also my game most of the time. But it might not be as of a. I think also are just stronger if you compare it to like the previous runs. I mean,
the setups look pretty tasty right now. I think across the board for alts, like the charts. A lot of charts are looking primed.
Definitely.
There hasn't been any. I'd say there hasn't been any real intense explosions upwards yet. We've seen a few that maybe it's just like, whoa, that's like, I think GRS went up like 200% in a day there last week or something. And, I think, but otherwise, and then we had the storm pump a few weeks back. But otherwise, it's been fairly tamed, I'd say, but the setups are really, they're looking tasty.
Yeah, no, definitely. But I mean, last December, I just fucked up. I mean, it was like at an all-time high. I was like dancing around, flashing around with my blockfolio.
I was the same way, man.
It was like, man, it was stupid, and it was exactly the time to take profits. And now I'm just preaching to all my friends who are in crypto: have a plan ready, take profits along the way. I mean, of course, it's a very simple phrase to say, but the hardest thing in crypto for me is determine. Okay, is this just a temporary drawback, or are we going to bounce, or is it going lower? I mean, you don't want to be in that kind of position. You just want to not give a shit or care at all if it happens, and have the ability to buy the dips or not buy the dips or just relax, but don't shit your pants.
It's funny how because you mentioned that, it's like you got to just be. It's like you just have to be indifferent about it. It's like you're just very unemotional about your positions, and which in alts is very hard to do at times, because when alts move upwards or down, they're not moving just a little bit. They're going to make a fairly decent move usually, And when I say a fairly decent move, 10% is a decent move. 15%, 20%, that's a decent move. So it's like, when it goes down like that, you start thinking to yourself, you're like, should I start bailing on this? Or do you just stay unemotional,
Yeah, but I think to me, getting emotional attached to a certain alt only depends on how big my position is. So if I'm emotionally attached to an alt, that means that my position is too big.
Right.
That's the only thing. It's just like, it's not like, I love this project. No, I'm just, I got so much USD value in this specific alt. I would die if it goes to zero. That's like, So, I mean, emotion, it's just about risk management.
That's like such a good point to bring up too. And I find myself sometimes in the same situation where it's like, when you start, and it's just echoing what you just said, when you start feeling like, like maybe something's wrong here, I gotta get out, and you're kind of panicky, And it's like, then you look at your position size and you're like, oh yeah, like my risk management definitely wasn't where it should have been here, and I'm overexposed.
You don't want to be the guy that is crying in the corner when Bitcoin makes a $5,000 move upwards in one day. Because trust me, if you play this season like me, I did last season, you will be crying in the corner because you don't own any Bitcoin. And everyone is dancing around for, oh, Bitcoin is super. It's the new money. It's the future. It's like it's going to a gazillion billionaire dollars per Bitcoin. Like, okay, that's nice, but I don't own any. But I'm a trader, but I fucked up. That's the only way to tackle this problem and to prevent yourself getting in such a situation is taking profits along the way and stash them up.
It's good though, like you recognize that, like, you know, you had your mistake back in December. I remember we did an episode season and approached it completely differently after. And I think, you know, to everybody out there, you know, regardless of the market environment, always be, you know, evaluating how you're approaching these things, how they play out.
Most of the traders, or people who want to be the most successful trader, they are always waiting for the perfect moment. The perfect moment to get in, the perfect moment to get out. There is no perfect moment. So, I mean, I tried to wait for the perfect moment in December, and then I lost like 60% of my total value. So that was the price of or the cost for waiting on the perfect moment. So it's you can better have some lesser or some worse exits.
I think like waiting there for that perfect moment too. It's like it goes into a good topic of just like when people are, you know, looking to say open up a position in a coin. And this is something for myself I've really started to change up a lot. Is before what I would do is I would just buy the coins I wanted right in that moment, and then I would forget about them, right? But like you said, finding that perfect moment, you know, it's not going to be very often that you're able to do it, you know, sure. But the odds are going to say, you know, you're not going to be that lucky all the time. So what I've started doing even just to deal with that is, you know, spreading out my buys for, say, a given coin. And instead of just buying everything in one go, you know, spreading it out over a course of a week or something, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Also the spreading. Also, one thing, like back in the days, I was also highly active in like sports betting. And if you like just take the system of stakes, like, okay, I got like stake 1 to 10, and let's say, for instance, one stake is $10 or $100 or $1,000 or whatever, and just calculate, okay, 5 stakes is like a mid-sized risk position, and that makes you, if you buy new coins, I never go in big. I have like always like a maximum of a certain amount of BTC. I'm buying this. No matter how good the future looks for this specific alt. I think that's also just stick to your plan and
and to
have a budget.
To kind of back up to the perfect, you know, everyone's waiting for the perfect entry and perfect exit. But think of it this way: if you can get close, even remotely close to the perfect bottom and sell close to the perfect top, you know, you're still winning.
Mm-hmm.
That's I think people need to take the approach that like a baseball player takes is, you know, in baseball, 3 out of 10 times you're still technically considered successful. So
exactly, it's about your average.
Yeah, exactly. So if you can be close, you don't have to catch the exact bottom and you don't have to sell the exact top. But if you can just be close and in the vicinity and not buying the top or selling the bottom, basically, I think you'd have a successful career in this industry or this sector or whatever you want to call it.
There's a lot of different opinions on that too, right? Like you'll see different fund managers who have, you know, just legends in their own right on Wall Street, and they'll say, you know, I make a lot of money off of trying to find bottoms and finding tops. Or you'll have guys who are saying, you know, I don't worry about bottoms and tops. I'm just trying to, you know, be able to trade all the stuff in the middle. and get the trend, right? So it's a weird thing, but to me, it is, again, like picking that perfect bottom, picking that perfect top. It's not an easy thing to do. It's like, well, I think even with Bitcoin, we saw lots of people trying to short Bitcoin when it was around, I'd say like 13, 14K, and it hadn't gone up to 20K-ish yet, right? So this was still on the run up, and everybody was trying to short around that level. And then next thing you know, it flew up even more. And
yeah, I mean, like shorting, I know lots of guys like Zizou, they are like very good shorters. I mean, I really respect that kind of market sense to make super gains on shorting. But like if you compare it to sports, I just always had one rule: never bet against your own team, because it's not fun watching with the guys. Like hey, going a night out having beers and like. Yeah, they scored. No, man. That's not for me tonight. I'm against my own team. Sorry, man. But that's just something that always is in the back of my mind. Don't bet against your own team because I just don't think it's fun.
Yeah,
I just But I mean, it's maybe also missing out of a nice opportunity every now and then. But yeah, to me, I just like to keep it simple because let's be clear, my capacity of the ability to leverage trade on the professional level is not that insane. Mm-hmm. So I'm not a pro. That's for me.
Well, yeah, and you're emotionally attached, and to be a successful trader, in my opinion, you have to be able to pull your emotions off the table. Yeah. And, like you said, if you're betting against your team, you're emotionally attached to that team. So your judgment on, the over-under or, if they can cover is going to be clouded because you emotionally want them to win every game.
Yeah, true. True. Yeah, no, exactly. So I think lots of people who just started with BitMEX or stuff, they had a great first week, lost it all, or they just lost it all the first minute, and some other people they are like making it. I love a book out of it.
My BitMEX career, I remember when I first started. BitMEX was really what first got me started into crypto. I wasn't trading altcoins. I was trading on BitMEX. And this is, Bitcoin was around 600 at the time. And I was just, it was liquidation after liquidation because, of course, I had never seen leverage opportunities like this before, on an asset that just can move so crazy. It's kind of disgusting when I look at it now, how much Bitcoin I had lost. Because back then, it's like you just go on Coinbase, use the credit card, buy 0.1 BTC. That's nothing, right? It's whatever. Now you look at it, it's like, 0.1 BTC. That's some money right there.
That's so crazy. I mean, that's also the whole point of cashing out. I mean, especially now in the last week, you see lots of predictions about. Okay, he's going to 25, he's going to 100, he's going to 250K. So yeah, it makes no sense to cash out this year. But I'm still going to do it. I mean, I need to cash out every now and then to enjoy this. I mean, but it's also a tough decision, definitely. Yeah.
So are we in alt season?
That's God.
No one wants to answer.
All season?
I know. I refuse to.
We are in all season. Yeah. I mean, if you look on the larger time frame, we've been in all seasons for the past 3 years. That's insane.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point to make.
Yeah. I mean, just
when you
pull out the log charts. Yeah. No. So yeah. I mean, especially also the coming 6 years, they look really strong. Maybe even stronger than the past 4 years. So yeah, just hold on and buckle up, guys. And wow, it's going to be an amazing 6 years ahead.
Alts are a wild ride. They're a roller coaster. And there's some guys, right? Some guys in crypto, that's their bread and butter, right? It's just trading alts. And, you know, you got guys like Nitacoin or, you know, Not So. These guys, you know, they'll take alts, and I don't know how they do it all the time, right? It's a gift in its own sense, right? Like, it's such a roller coaster.
Yeah. No, I mean the alts, like I'm not even sure. I'm just scrolling through my Delta. I just switched over from Blockfolio to Delta, but I think it's like around 70 plus like alts. Yeah. It's insane, and maybe I should shrink my portfolio a bit, but mostly for my thumb, just like a very big thumb. From
so that's the thing, right? Like, everybody's got their
down.
own style. Some people, you know, like some people's bread and butter is alts, right? That is what they know. That's what they do. Some people, it's just trading Bitcoin, you know, and just worrying about the moves of Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's,
now, but the thing is with these real low cap alts, like these Satoshi alts, the good thing, they have like this psychological alt of a Satoshi barrier. So if it's like 2 Satoshi and it breaks 5, then people jump in. So okay, it's gonna go to 10 Satoshis. That's also the same for like mid cap alts that are like hanging around like dollar prices. And so if they break $5, like these resistance levels, I really keep in mind. Just as the people, I like to approach every price level of an alt, just as Bitcoin. I mean, if Bitcoin breaks 9,000, you see the Vegeta memes coming in. Well, it's about a barrier. I mean, like 10,000 years ago, we decided we are counting from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. So, and if it breaks 9,000, it's a thing. So the same goes down for these low cap alts. I think a lot of people are just looking for round numbers, and I think, okay, this is good.
It's a good point to bring up. Like, I don't think, you know, a lot of people they kind of dismiss the psychological number effect, you know, the barriers, and it's something that I know I definitely dismissed when I first was more newer to crypto and all that, and trading in particular. You know, as you kind of go forward a little more, you start noticing, you know, those numbers, the psychological numbers. It's huge. It plays such a big part.
Oh, definitely. It's like this is some kind of marketing mechanism within price action. I mean, Anyways, that's why my point of view on these low caps. It's gonna be a busy season, I guess. I think lots of.
Let's hope it lasts for a couple months. And
I really hope so, man. I'm just dying to get rich. Finally, that would be awesome. So I don't.
Well, Mr. B, we've kind of covered everything we want. Do you have anything that you'd like to add before we sign off?
Yeah, the only big thing that happened was about the Safe Droid. I mean, I think I made my statement clear about how I participated and contributed to this ICO. I don't think it's a very good way to perform marketing. It's a ballsy way, but I mean, to me, it's just a small investment. But I mean, imagine your father-in-law is putting a few grand in it and then making a joke. So, haha, it's all gone. And it's like, what the fuck is this weird German guy?
I think really, I'm pretty sure. To me, once I saw, so you see in the comments that he posted he's out or whatever, and he's got he's on the beach, and then you go in the comments and somebody picks out his location and they pinpoint him. He's like, oh, he's here.
Map it to a T.
He's in Egypt. Yeah. And it's sure enough, shortly thereafter, oh, it was just a joke.
It was already people on the dark web hiring hitmen and these are the GPS locations, and I really want to pay some extra so you can shoot him with a golden bullet, and then so but maybe he got scared as well. Well, let's see how it develops. I mean, as I mentioned before, when the whole thing went down, I thought I saw my investment as a price for the ticket on the front row of this amazing Houdini show that turned out not to be a Houdini. Well, let's see.
Well, Mr. B, thank you for your time.
Thank you, guys.
As always, and I enjoy your follow on Twitter. It lets you provide insight. And what I like about it is when you get to milestone on your Twitter, like right now you're at about above 52,000. You did a 50,000 giveaway, and I think it was a night in a hotel room or something, wasn't it? It was something way cool, and I think 30,000 you gave away a PS4.
So I'm actually
something cool.
Planning to do another giveaway because I don't know. It's just, I mean, also be very blunt about giveaways. It's just for personal gains. I get more followers, and that's super. But I also, I mean, this guy I helped with this hotel night. I mean, it's a nice gesture, and he had fun, and it's something stupid. I mean, I think most of the guys are like, oh man, this Mr. B with his I mean, it's this fucking retweets and stuff, and move over. But well, you can also unfollow me. You don't stand it. But anyways, I'm thinking about something with Oriental massage. Next time, but then like special, like lots of hands, and just to like offer all season to I don't know, full body or back or
I like that.
Special.
Like it's a little more original than just follow or say thank you. I'm giving out a Bitcoin or something. Like I like this. A little more thought is put into it.
Yeah, no, well, actually, I won a giveaway one time from Crypto God. He was doing this giveaway for this new altcoin exchange, and I won 1 Bitcoin.
Oh,
that was insane. That was like in my second month or something.
Jeez,
so
that is
that's huge.
The same day I bought Ripple full all in with a Bitcoin Ripple, and Ripple just crashed. So then I just decided, okay, if I get big enough and I feel confident about doing a giveaway, I do not want to give away crypto because people can mess up. You cannot mess up a massage. You can just lay down and you get massaged. Just try to behave yourself and you're good. So yeah, that's my point of view on the art of giving away stuff.
Well, hey, and also I saw you tweeted too. I just remember this. You did buy our limited edition.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Shirt, so thank you.
I bought a medium sized. I hope I'm not doxing myself right now, but I'm a medium sized guy. I hope, because I'm like European sizes, so I hope it's not too small.
I think what we saw in there, like they had everything. They had all the way up to like 4XL, and I think someone was like,
4X,
"Who the hell needs a 4XL?" And people, but hey,
no, exactly. I'm actually. I think I will like wear it as my party T-shirt when I go to Vegas.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah, no, definitely.
That's what we like to hear. We're trying to send one to Luke Martin so he can wear whenever he does a
live
streams,
I think you should give him like those extra large. I mean, you should check out his Instagram.
Send Luke the 4XL.
I'm actually pajama shirt.
Quite afraid to meet him. He's rather impressive, tall.
Well, again, thanks for being on, Mr. B. Go give him a follow if you're listening. It's coin_shark on Twitter. He does the best giveaways. So thanks again for your time. Thanks everyone for listening. By the time this episode's out, our limited edition T-shirt will probably be off the shelf. So hopefully you got it, because that's the one opportunity you had to get it, and now it's
get yourself one, guys.
So, that's right. So thanks everyone for listening. Take care. Tip your waitress. Peace out.